I know I'm not alone in having almost an endless appetite for any new type of pen and paper dungeon crawl system that allows me to play out a dungeon on paper. And what we're looking at today is a 2-sheet dungeon crawl system from Perplexing Ruins, and I'm going to put the links to everything I show in the video down below, as well as some links on the screen so you can see how to get this material yourself. We're going to be playing out a dungeon. I can't promise we're going to do the entire dungeon, but we will see, with my character, Silverfoot. Silverfoot appeared in a different video. It does not matter if you did not watch that video. I will give you a spoiler alert that's going to be unavoidable when I show you the material here, that in the other video, Silverfoot sadly passed away from a massive web that was cast by Gilda the Brood Mother Spider. Now, in that video, he was doing an overland travel that was facilitated by the sister sheets to these dungeon sheets, which are overland sheets, and the link is also going to be to those below. I'm not using those in this video, but I am going to pick up Silverfoot's life that ended here and move back in time. You can think of this as a prequel video that before Silverfoot set off on his ill-fated journey to the spider to try to destroy the magical shard, he had some dungeon exploration here. And that's what I'm going to show you using these sheets as well as the ShadowDark rules. So I will say up front, these sheets are a framework for exploration. You will need to bring to them some rule set that will, it could be any rule set really, but some rule set that will allow you to work with the material here. It is kind of statted very generally for OSR rule sets, and as I said, I'm using ShadowDark with it, but many different types of rule sets could work. Before we set out on our dungeon, in keeping with the theme of this being a prequel, and also in keeping with the concept that poor Silverfoot met his demise by being a little unprepared and maybe not quite cautious enough, I am going to do a couple of things. The first thing I'm going to do, and this will be in the life of Silverfoot, some type of ominous event, I'm going to give Silverfoot a tier 2 web spell that he will have and be able to cast. And the way that web spell works is, when it is cast, it is going to last for 5 rounds, and he will be able to create a near-sized cube of sticky, dense spiderweb. Within the range, a creature stuck in the web can't move and must succeed on a strength check versus our spellcasting check, which in this particular case is going to be a 12, to free itself. So we're going to just amuse ourselves by giving him that web spell. The other thing we're going to do before setting out, as a viewer pointed out in the other video, there are luck tokens in ShadowDark, and they are meant to be given out by the GM as a result of somebody doing something heroic or making a big sacrifice or whatever. They allow you a reroll. Often, usually when I play solo, I don't do the luck token thing when it comes up in other games because it just feels to me almost like a cop-out. However, here I'm going to say Silverfoot has a past, and in the past he had 1 luck token. So I'm going to give him 1 reroll at any point for anything. He could use that. So I am going to go out of the dungeon sheet to roll up an adventure to just give me a little direction, maybe to create a little narrative. It's a 3d20 roll. So we are meant to spy on the spy under the Barrow Mounds. Now, interestingly, I drew this dungeon here just as part of the area to the east of the Bright Plane. So we're going to say that we have to sneak through this dungeon and find this spy. And I don't know if we will come up with a spy perhaps from ShadowDark, and our spy is going to be in the last room. And so for my spy stats, I'm going to use the assassin stats here. So what we're meant to do is find this assassin, and it says spy on. So I'm going to try to remember that Silverfoot's not going to try to run in there and kill this guy, but somehow have some type of spying or encounter or observation of him. And that's pretty good because Silverfoot is a thief, and we'll just review a little bit about Silverfoot. Silverfoot is the half-orc magical thief. He has a background in his family of being a jeweler. He got his nickname Silverfoot, because he stole some gems from his family, shoved them in his boot, and left. And there's a lot of rumors around him in the family about his further adventuring in stealing. He does have some spells. As I said, we're going to add a spell, this web spell. He can cure some wounds. He also has a charm spell. This could come in handy at the end when he finds this assassin in the last room of the dungeon. He gets to add a +1 to damage rolls as well as attack rolls with melee weapon. He carries a dagger. And he's got a bunch of just generic kind of dungeon delving stuff, some spikes and some rope and some rations and a lantern. He gets advantage on things like sneaking and hiding and disguise. So that is our Silverfoot. And we're going to go now back to these sheets. You're meant to have this little table here to roll up the size of your dungeon. I want to keep my dungeon small, so I'm just going to roll a 1d6 +1, and it'll be a minimum of 3 rooms, but 4 +1. All right, 5 rooms. Perfect. So we have a 5-room dungeon, and we will see how many special rooms it has. It only has 1 special room. I don't know. The special rooms are listed up here. There are 2d6 of them. Let's see. We discover. Okay. So that'll be a discovery. So there's only going to be 1 special room. It's going to be 5 rooms. The assassin will be in the 5th room, and we're going to get going and start by rolling up the entrances. I'm not going to use this sheet. I'm going to go back to my dungeon year design journal that I've been using this year, and just flip the page and put Silverfoot into here with his new spell, with his luck token, looking for the assassin that he needs to spy on or interact with in some way in the 5th room of this dungeon, if he can get there. So one other thing I'd like to do is we'll just give this adventuring site a name and see if that can come into play at all as we're going through it. So we've got, the dungeon, okay, of the Bleeding Valley, the Dungeon of the Bleeding Valley. Don't know what that means, but we have it there in case we're traveling through and we see something that's connected in any way to that. Okay, we are ready to go. I've got a new mug of iced coffee, and I have given Silverfoot 1 luck token and the web spell, as well as some perspective as his guide, that we need to be a little more careful here in the Dungeon of the Bleeding Valley. I'm using this journal to indicate we've got the 5 rooms. Whoops. We've got 5 rooms. We have an entrance room designated E, 5 rooms. In the 5th room, we're going to see this spy, a black-cloaked, skulking killer. Here are some basic stats for that spy. Again, our mission is to spy on the spy, not kill the spy. And I've made an S here in a box to remind me that we're only going to have 1 special room. I don't think we need to have 1, but we can only have 1. So if I roll up more than 1, once I roll up 1, I'll erase this. So hopefully it will remind me not to roll up extra rooms. So all that said, let us get to some die rolling. This is a D6 based framework, and we will start by rolling up the entrance. This was the die I used the other game. Oh man, I feel like this die just gives ones. If you watch the other game, you saw a lot of ones on this die. I am not. This die is old. It comes from the 80s. It came from the D&D box set of, I did a video on it, and I can't remember what it's called exactly. I'll try to put the note up. It's possible this is a bad die, honestly. It rolls a lot of ones. This was the last time you're going to see it in this video. I like it because it's weighty, but I'm not rolling it anymore. In any case, it gave us something innocuous. This is the entrance here that we will draw in our map. And again, for this video, I am going to really try to stick as much as possible to the one sheet that we have. And obviously, there are tons of dungeon crawl supplements and everything else. But for this, we're going to go just as much as possible here and ShadowDark. And there is a door to the dungeon, and maybe it's a door that looks like this. I have a better door somewhere that, what's my other door? Here's my better door. That's the door. I like that door. In any case, we have a door to the dungeon, and then we have a corridor. So let's look and see what... well, first of all, we could see... I mean, I don't think we need to roll for the type of dungeon. I think we're going to call this a hideout because we know the spy is there. We don't need to really roll on the rest of that. We took care of that. I will see, we're going to roll on the door table here. We're not rolling that. Get that out. Put that somewhere else. All right, we're going to roll on the door table, and it is a stuck door. So I think we're going to need to use our strength maybe to try to open that door. Again, with the ShadowDark rules, you are rolling your stat modifier on a d20 to try to meet or beat a difficulty number that is assigned. And it goes from easy up to extreme, 9 up to 18. I have my own little system for randomizing some of these difficulty numbers so that, for example, if we're looking at something that is going to be, I think if we got a stuck door in a dungeon, that's going to be somewhere between hard and extreme. So hard being 15, extreme being 18, in order to kind of, give some version of a GM deciding this. I roll my d4, I got a 1, so that's 15. So it'd be 15, 16, 17, 18. Obviously, I got a 1. So we're rolling against a difficulty of 15, and our strength modifier is +2. We're pretty strong because we're a half-orc. So we need to unstick this door. I didn't really get my dice ready here. To unstick this door, we need to roll a total of 15. We have our modifier of 2. We definitely do not unstick the door. In fact, we are just making a huge banging noise and not getting into this dungeon. So things are not starting well for old Silverfoot here. And I think as a way of tracking what that means, we're going to say that every time we do this, we have to do a wandering monster roll. Because remember, we're not just in some nowhere here. We are actually at the outskirts of the Bright Plain. So if we're standing here banging on some door, there could be some monster wandering around. So we'll just do a regular wandering monster roll. And on a 1, we will be having somebody wandering by and have to deal with them. Oh my God. Okay, well, as you can see, I do my die rolling honestly on camera. So before we even get to the dungeon, poor Silverfoot, who is maybe just destined. Maybe this guy should be retired right now, but he can't be because he's got to go on his mission when he dies by webbing. Anyway, he has encountered in the grasslands. He has encountered something. Now, I know we're in the grasslands because we had previously rolled this up. These are the bright plain is in the grasslands here, and I'm going to say he wandered out of there. I don't think we need to roll up a new terrain. We are, because the point here is to get into this dungeon. But anyway, let's see who has wandered by. It is a monster. It's a special monster. So it's one of these things has wandered by, and what is it? It is a bugbear. AC 14, weapon or bite. I am at hit dice of 3 plus 1, so that's 3d8s plus a value of 1. See how many hit points this thing has. 7, 8, 9, 10. It's got 11 HP, and it's got an AC of, what did I say? 14. All right, so as the purpose of this video is to show you how these sheets work, I conducted that combat off camera, and I did kill the bugbear, but I lost 5 HP, so I'm down to 3 HP. So as I stand outside this dungeon door that I'm going to have to try to break through because it's still stuck, I'm going to cast my Cure Wounds spell. Now, if you know ShadowDark well, you know that this is a priest spell. I also have wizard spells. I talked in other videos about how when I make single characters, I will try to make them within reason as strong as possible. And one of the ways I do that is by making sure I have a healing spell, even if it is coming from another class. So that's the case here. So the way spells are going to work is I need to roll against a difficulty of 11 and I'm using my intelligence modifier, which is a +1, first of all, to see if I can cast a spell. Whoops. So that missed the dice tray, but it was a 19. So we cast the spell, and we get to roll the number of d6s equal to 1 plus half our level rounded down and regain that many hit points. Now, unfortunately, we're just a level 1, so we can only roll 1 d6. We're going to get that many hit points back. All right, we got 4 HP going into the dungeon. I'm not going to say I can stand here. Now, I could, should I use my luck token right now? Maybe I'm going to just use my luck token right now. I'm going to re-roll that. Now, maybe this is too risky, but I'm going to use that luck token right now to re-roll this. Let's hope for something better than a 1. All right, whatever. We regained 2 health points, so we went from 3 to 5, and that's where we are. Wasn't the greatest reroll, but it was a reroll. Now, we're still outside this dungeon. We've got to get in. We have we're going to see, we said it was a DC, I think, of 15. We got a +2 to our strength to roll and get in there. We did. All right, so we're in the dungeon, and we're going to move to the creating the dungeon itself. I don't think, let's see, in an entranceway, we'll take a look here at the choices. So you can roll an explore die, and I guess we'll do that for the hallway. You roll an explore die, and it will take you either nowhere or to some of these other tables. They're, as I said, all D6 based, and we've got the special rooms that are here, some items and treasures, as well as we have some dungeon dressing, little tables here, descriptions. That's nice. I think we can, well, let's see. We walked in this corridor. Let's see what is the lighting in here anyway. There's candles. So there's candles here in this hideout. And maybe our assassin is a refined person likes to have candles here. We can see whether, let's get a little description going. And it is ancient. So it is ancient, and there's candles. And let's see, who was it built by? And it was built by a man, so kind of all fits. It's an old hideout for maybe an ancient society of spies. We know it's a hideout, so we don't need to roll on that table. So this is us standing in the entranceway, and we're going to look around, and we're going to roll the explore die to represent looking around. And what do we see? We see a discovery. So it's the second discovery table. So let's see. There's well, no, it's not. It's just there's two options for discovery. So we're going to roll on the discovery table. And what do we see as we look around this ancient candlelit hallway? We see a feature. And the feature that we see is a pool. So there's perhaps a pool of water here in the entryway. Maybe it's, I kind of envision like a long, nicely designed, modern design, even though this is an ancient place, relaxing pool of water. It's candlelit. Maybe this is a kind of restorative place. Now, I could go to, there's some little oracle on the overland pages where we could say and ask if, this is this a healing pool? It appears to be with the candles. You know, we need a little help. Let's see. Let's just find out if this is a healing pool, and we'll roll there and see. We got we got a 1, so it is definitely not, or at least it's definitely not a healing pool for us. So okay, we're going to move on, and I think we will go toward. We have two options. We could go left or right, and we will. Let's see, maybe I'm going to reorient this. I'm going to just pull this out over here and have us go, well, man, pull this way and have us go to the left. So we're going to go to the left, and to move out of the entrance, you are going to be rolling 2d6, and the first d6 is going to tell you whether you got another card or a room, and then the second d6 will tell you the shape of the room. So we will use this for the first d6 and this for the second d6. So we got a 2, so we're in a corridor, and it is it's a corridor that looks like this, so it's going to give us a lot of options. All right, so here we are. We've got our kind of watery, mysterious, candlelit entrance with a long pool of water that is definitely not for us to use, that we walked into. And now we're in this corridor. We'll do another explore die. Of course, you could play that you're not exploring the corridors, but at least for right now, I'm going to explore the corridors. And we find another discovery. And what is that other discovery? That other discovery is a feature. It is another feature, and the feature table is, here we go. Whoops, I think this dice is too big for this. It's some mist. Well, that makes sense, I guess, because maybe this water with the candles, now I've decided they're sort of floating in it, is causing a mist here. So we're going to travel up and see what we can find in another section of the dungeon, and really struggling here with my dice. So we're going to roll a 2d6. The dark one is going to be for corridors or rooms, and the light one is going to be the actual place. So it's going to be a room, and it's just going to be this square room right here. So this is the room that we will place and enter, and as we go in, we will explore that room and see what we get. Nothing here. So the room is empty. We could roll up some, we're in a man-made place, so let's see what is actually in the room. There's some furniture in this room. Perhaps there is something, there's options to roll up something mystical, some descriptions. Let's see. We'll just see what the room kind of feels like. It feels ancient. Well, okay, it's an ancient room with ancient furniture. That's consistent with where we think we are, but it is indeed empty. So there's nothing much more to do here. We will pass through this empty room and roll again for the next space. So it's another room, and it is room number 5, and this is what that looks like. All right, well, obviously I made a mistake that needs to be corrected, which is that there's a door here. So I can't just kind of like saunter into this room without seeing what the deal is with the door. So we will roll on the door table and see what the deal is. A 5 is it is locked. Now, we are a thief, so when we do anything with locks, we get to roll with advantage, happily. So we're going to see, again, I think with our, it's at least going to be something, it's a dungeon, it's locked for a reason, so it's going to be at least somewhere between hard and extreme, I think, to open. So we'll go with my little D4 system here to figure that out. And we got a 3, so 15, 16, 17. So our difficulty of opening this door is a 17. We do get to roll with advantage. So we're rolling 2 D20s plus our dexterity modifier, which is a 2. I mean, this is kind of what we do. And we're looking for a 17 or more to unlock that door. Ooh, that was a 15 before I moved it. So we just got it. Luckily, that advantage helped us. So we do unlock the door with no unnecessary issues. And the same thing happened here. So we discovered this room. It's kind of empty. There's some furniture there. I attempted in my sad drawing skill set to make some bookcases. Maybe there's a chair. I can't quite call it a library because that is one of the special rooms. But, you know, it's so far this dungeon seems pretty peaceful. We got the nice candles, the water. Again, the water's not for us, but I have this peaceful feeling of this ancient place, even though it's the dungeon of the Bleeding Valley. So moving through this room, we have another door. There's a little corridor here that I have made. So I think we're going to roll on it just for aesthetic purposes. This is basically the same door because we have this room with this door. So we need to, as we move through it, because again, we got to get to 5 rooms in here. We are going to roll on the door table to see if this door is locked, and a 1 gives us it's unlocked. So we can just easily move through into this room, and let's do an exploration die on this room, and we get a 4. This is another discovery. So we go to the discovery table, and the discovery table, 2 on the discovery table. Ooh, we discovered our special room. So we have the special room here. Now, we will recall we only get 1, and there are 2 special room tables here. I guess, I don't know if they're keyed to it, but since I rolled a 2, I'm going to go to the second special room table. So we will see what that is. That's a 6. Ooh, it's a throne. All right, it's a throne. So maybe this room is like, if this is the throne room, maybe this is like the dressing room for the person who lives here. Remember, this was made by humanoids. I think we're looking for this spy. Maybe this spy that we're meant to spy on is like the primo spy. He's kind of hiding out, like this is his place. Maybe if he's a good guy, maybe he's like 007. If he's a bad guy, maybe he's like Dr. No or whatever. But maybe this is this is the vibe I'm getting here. This kind of modern, ancient yet modern hideout for our spy. He's got a nice throne that he sits on, and this is where we are right now. Now, we could choose, again, with the framework of these sheets, we could choose to roll a dungeon encounter. I'm not sure how much we're directed toward. Yes, we get an encounter here looking for these embedded tables. I'm not sure where the danger, so the danger comes in here. If we rolled up a danger moving back, that would be an explore die. So we don't have a danger per these nested tables. We just have this room. So let's again, let's give it a little bit of flavor here. It's a throne room. Let's see what the lighting is in this throne room. the lighting is, there's no lighting, so it's dark. So that's a little eerie. Maybe it's dark and abandoned because our spy has known we're coming and is moving to the 5th room where we are supposed to spy on him, or maybe he's doing something in the shadows there in that 5th room. So I am going to, I think, have us move along here, and we've got options. There is a door here and a door here. There's no door here, so I think we're just going to move out of this room into a new space because we don't really want to waste a ton of time. And we'll use the small die for the corridors and rooms and the large die for whatever it is. So we've got a corridor, and it is, oh, excuse me, we have a room, and it is this square room. So let me get that drawn up and not forget that we've got a door here. Okay, here's where things stand. We've exited the throne room. This is the room that we have drawn up. We're going to remember about this door. I've pre-added this corridor just to get me out of a situation where I'm running out of space. But so this will just be like a nothing to get us to this spot when we are ready to go there. But first, we are going to do the roll the die for the door. I'm going to dispense with that dice tray that wasn't helping me very much. A 4. So it is locked. That's fine. We have, again, a rolling with advantage here. We're going to say, well, let's do our D4 to see what the DC is. That's going to be a 3, 15, 16, 17 again. And we're rolling with advantage. We have a +2 to the best of these rolls, and they're both really good. So that lock was no problem for us. We go into this room, and we will see what is in here. So we're going to roll the explore die, which is, there we go. We got a 3. Another discovery. Great. So again, we cannot have another special room per what we rolled at the outset. So we've got 4. So I'm going to save us the trouble of re-rolls. I'm just going to roll a D4 for this table because we can't have a special room. We already had it. So what did we discover? We discovered 3, which is 1, 2, 3. Ooh, treasure A. So treasure A is right here. And what is treasure A? Treasure A is a potion. Nice. All right, we got a potion. Now, can we make a potion through these tables? If we cannot, which, let's see. All right, we have in ShadowDark, we have some fun potion stuff. I didn't see any table for potions on the sheets. If I've missed it, I apologize, but I didn't see it. So we're going to have some fun and just roll up a potion here and hope that it is something that will help us. We are carrying, because I always like to do this, we are carrying an empty flask. This is when we did the character creation off camera. So we have something to pour it into, or we have our backpack for it. So let's just see what we got. 5, 3, and 2. It's a sulfurous, maybe it comes from that water, a sulfurous with tiny stars and a moon and purple streaks. Cool. I like it. I like it. So we're going to say this is, we're going to say that, let's just say it's a good, well, you know what? I'll go to the Oracle. Is it a good potion or is it a bad potion? Is it good or bad? That's kind of a yes or no, but let's see. Let's see. We can do some nuance there with the tables that we have. So we'll go to the little solo engine here, and we're just asking, is this a good potion? And let's see what we get. We got a 3, and that answer is, narrative shift. All right. So narrative shift is going to be rolling on the narrative shift table. I still want to figure out about this potion, but let's roll on the narrative shift and see what happens there. We're standing there looking at this potion, and okay, a good event occurs. So I will thematically say that this means it is a good potion, and we have some great benefits for it. Now, what I could say even is not only is it a good potion, but we're going to get to choose what the potion does as opposed to just rolling on this D12 table. But I won't say that. It's just a good event. The good event is we found a potion. It's good. And what is the goodness? It we can turn into a purple flying gas for 5 rounds. Well, that maybe the purple streaks that are in this potion with the tiny stars and moon, even though it's sulfurous, maybe that is what lets us dematerialize. And in fact, as you may recall, we had this mist here, and I said, well, maybe it's related to this pool of unknown water. That's definitely not for our healing. Maybe this is like a purple mist. Maybe there's a purple mist throughout this room. This potion bottle is adjacent to the throne room, so maybe this is also something that has to do with the ultimate power of the spy that lives here, that hides out here. Be that as it may, we have discovered a sulfurous potion with tiny stars and a moon inside, purple streaks, that allows us to turn into a flying gas for 5 rounds, a purple flying gas for 5 rounds. So I think that is pretty cool. And we're going to move on. We're getting to the 4th out of 5 areas here. So we know our spy is waiting for us. So far, this has been a pretty pleasant journey through. I've made some notes here so I can keep track of what it is. This was our special room. By coincidence, I had written this S down here before, but that was just coincidental. So that was the throne room. This is the potion. I'll fill that in. And now we're going to move on, going back to our tables here with our 2d6 rolls to see what we are going to get. Again, small die and big die. And we got, it's a corridor, and it's a corridor 3. So it has some doors. So it's not so much unlike what I needed to draw already to get us out of here. So we have the door here already. We will add that there's another door here. So let's check out, roll on the door table and see what the deal is with the door. That's a 3, so it is stuck. Stuck door, we need to use our strength. Now, again, we can go to, for the DCs based on ShadowDark, there are these 4 given. We can just randomize this and 1, 2, 3, 4 to see how stuck is this thing. So I think I'll do that. We've been going hard for the other door. So it's a normal difficulty. So it's 12. Again, we're rolling with advantage, +2 to unstick this door. Oh, with 2 18s. Cool. All right, we definitely move through there. And let's see, what do we discover in this corridor? In the corridor, we got special room. I forgot about that whole thing. So we can't do special room. So we're rolling a d4 to eliminate those off the table. It's number 1. It's a feature. And the feature is, we're going to the feature table here. Let's see, what type of feature is it? All right, a 5. Ooh, it's a lever. It's a lever. So maybe this lever is going to control this door. Maybe that's what it is. Let's ask the Oracle. Does that lever control that door? Then we can just kind of walk through it. If it does, that's a 6. I don't remember which way this table goes. So let us see. An extreme yes. So we don't even have to worry about this door. We pull the lever and it is opening up into another space. And the other space is going to be, let's go back to our dice here. Another corridor, just basically continuing along. So that was kind of not super interesting. I'm gonna dispense with that and say that we're gonna roll a room here because I'm kind of running out of space. So the next space is going to be a room, and we will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for which room on the blue die, and then the room number. So it is going to be this circular room with 1 ending here. So that is the room that we are coming into. It does not have its own lock, so we can just sort of walk in there. But it is this circular room here, and the door or the exit is here. So let's roll on the discovery table. What do we find in here? Or excuse me, the exploration table. It is a discovery. And the discovery is, again, we got to go to the D4 because we can't have another special room. 4. That's going to be, treasure B. Awesome. Treasure B. Another D6. What is treasure B? 6. Another potion. Haha. All right, another potion. So let's see the order in which we did that. Well, we'll do it in a different order here. We're going to ask, find another potion here. So maybe this is like the laboratory area or something. Find another potion here. We're going to ask, is this a good or a bad? Is this a good potion? Is this a good potion? 2. It's a moderate no. So taking our potion rules, what I'm going to say with that is maybe it has a benefit and a curse. Is that moderate? I don't know. Let's, or we have an effect of rolling it, effect 1 and effect 2. Effect 2 seems to be bad. Well, it's a mix. All right, well, let's start out by getting its features again. So we'll go back to these 3d8s. And we'll see what other type of potion we have. 3, 6, and a 3. It's a deep blue with a quiet whistling. And it has flames on the surface. Deep blue, quiet whispering flames on the surface. Well, interestingly, remembering back to our entrance, we had the water here with the candles floating on it. So that's kind of thematic. Maybe this potion is the essence of like whatever this thing is here, which again, we know hard no is not healing for us, but maybe this potion is capturing some of the essence of what is in here. Now I need it to be, I think it said a moderate, I can't remember if it was moderate yes or moderate no. I'm not going to go back and check. It's mixed anyway. So I think we're just going to go with a benefit and a curse. We're just going to do that and hope for something not so super bad. So we got a 2d12 roll here, and this will be the benefit roll. It is a 2. So, ooh, sweet. It's going to heal. So let's roll a d4 to healing potion of some sort, and that's going to be good. 3d8. That's awesome. That's even more health than we have. That's sweet. However, there's going to be a curse attached to it. And what is that curse? If we use it, we're also going to do a DC 15 Constitution check or take 2d10 damage. Man, that's epic, right? It's a healing potion that also does damage. I will tell you right now that our Constitution modifier is nothing. So we would have to roll a 15 on a d20 to avoid basically dying from this potion, and yet the benefit is that we could regain 3d8 health. So that would be a really fascinating use of the potion. I think that's like for desperate times, but that's kind of cool that we have that, because if we needed it, we would roll our potion curse and then see if we could heal ourselves to our benefit. Not impossible, but pretty risky. So I think that's that's kind of a last resort potion, but I like it. All right. Now we have this door to deal with before we get to our final room where we know our spy is. And that's a 3 on the door item, which is stuck. Again, it is stuck. So we'll go to our, these 4 to see what, no, it's easy. It's hardly stuck at all. So we're going to just need a 9 with our +2. We're rolling with advantage there. And oh my goodness, guess what? Oh, that's a 7, not a 1. Okay, we just got it. I thought that was a 1. So we just got it. It's lucky we have that modifier. So there I was, like, thinking we were going to sail through, but we managed. We're getting to the final area. Now, we know this is a room because the spy's in there. So we are going to roll up we could roll the shape of the room, doing it the same way that I did it before, where we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the green die, and then the blue die will give us the actual shape. So it is, here we are here. This is the final room. There is that door connection there, and there it is also connected to a corridor. And I guess we should check. This is another door, so we'll give a check on this one where the to see what the deal is with this door. And 2, it is also stuck. It's a lot of stuck door. Maybe it's all the mist, you know? Maybe it's all the mist. So let's see how badly stuck this one is. 2, so that is going to be, it's just a normal. It's a DC of 12. Again, got the +2 modifier with advantage, no problem. We unstick the door, and now we look inside, and we know that the assassin is there. Now, we, first of all, need to observe him, I think was what the task was. We are going in quietly, and we want to see, we need to spy on him. So we need to see, can we sneak in without being observed? So that, I'm going to say, is really extremely hard. So that's an 18. We can roll as a thief. We have the benefit. We can roll with advantage to see if we are not seen, if we can just kind of walk in. If we can do that, we will have effectively completed our quest. If we can't do that, I think we will roll for reaction I guess we'll roll the reaction. So we're looking for an 18 with, we're able to add +2 to the best of these 2 rolls. And we got, oh my God, you know what? Honestly, poor Silverfoot. This is the same D20 as the other video. That's like a critical fail. However, we're rolling with advantage, so we're going to take this 13 and make it 15. We're discovered, but we didn't basically just like implode, because honestly, that's what would have happened, which is how the other video ended. I think Silverfoot is, I don't know, Silverfoot is not a lucky guy. So let me regroup here, remind myself of everything that I have, and I guess probably the next thing to do is to roll just on this reaction table. So let me roll on the reaction table first. We go in there, we make a squeak on the door, or it's stuck, and when we open it, it makes a noise. The spy turns around, and what is his reaction? Well, it's a D6, so we're going to see what the reaction is. It's a 2. Oh, he's indifferent. He's indifferent to us somehow. Well, that's a twist I didn't see coming. All right, let me regroup, think about all this, and come back to you. All right, I've given it some thought, and the fact of the matter is Silverfoot really has completed his mission. His goal was to spy on the spy. He did that, and in the end, the spy was indifferent to him, and honestly, he completed his mission. But he's kind of a fun-loving guy and doesn't want to end things that quietly, so he's going to stand there in the room with the spy, and he's going to drink that potion he got with the purple flying stars and moons in it, and he's going to turn into this purple flying gas for, it said 5 rounds. Thematically, I'm going to say that's the 5 rooms of this dungeon that he just explored, and he's going to dematerialize out into the bright plane here, which is where he's from, and this is just one of the little adventures that are going to form the legends of Silverfoot, the half-orc magical thief.
And as always, thanks for watching.